In this video, we will be discussing effective keyword research strategies. Keyword research is the main component of SEO and all marketing activities online. No matter what kind of an online business, no matter what niche you're in, if you know how to do keyword research, it is an essential part to grasp when you're doing any kind of internet marketing, and that includes search engine optimization. Keyword research is one of the best skills you can master for that very reason. Keywords are how you reach people online. It's what makes the world go round. People input keywords into not only the Google search engine, the Bing search engine, Yahoo, Ask Jeeves, all the major search engines, but they also put them into sites like YouTube, article directories. They actually search for things within other blogs. They search for things on Amazon. People are always using keywords. It's really what makes the internet go round. It's how you reach people on the internet, and knowing how to find keywords that people are looking for, how to position those keywords so you can get found, that's an essential strategy. If you can do that, then you can actually connect people that want what you offer with what you have to offer them. And that's a perfect marriage that you want to get together. And so that's where keyword research comes into play. Finding buyer keywords or money keywords is a real art, and it's something you want to master, which at the end of this video, you should be an expert at it. High traffic keywords are not always the best ones to go after. So I want you to quickly take that out of your mind. A lot of people get caught up and think, I've got to find keywords that are getting 100,000 or a million visits per month. I need to target those. I need to rank for that keyword. But actually, as you're going to find as we go along here, sometimes the more specific keywords are actually better. It actually sends you a better quality customer. They're easier to rank because there's less competition, and that's why we call them money keywords or buyer keywords. Studies show that only 30% of all searches are the popular phrases. Those are phrases like weight loss, golf, dogs, cats, pets, weddings, cameras. Those types of keywords that we would consider category keywords that kind of encompass an entire category, they actually only get about 30% of all searches. That means 70% of the remaining searches are for those long tail, more buyer friendly keywords, meaning keywords that people really are interested in, people that are going to really want what you have to offer them. Phrases like, again, golf or weight loss, those are the more popular phrases. Industry keywords. More specific keywords lead to more qualified traffic. Keep that in mind and stick with it. More specific keywords lead to more qualified traffic. That would involve long tail keywords. Long tail keywords. So these are keyword phrases longer than 3 or more keywords. That would be kind of the definition of a long tail keyword phrase. 3 or more keywords. So instead of just golf, a phrase like improve your golf swing or cure golf slice, that would be more of a long tail quality keyword. If somebody is searching for cure golf slice, then they actually are trying to solve a specific problem. Whereas if they were searching for golf, they could be looking for everything from golf courses to golf clubs to golf carts to getting and setting up a tee time at a local golf course. They could be looking for any multitude of things, to even golf shirts or golf shoes. So more specific keywords are better because you get a better quality of visitor. You could get 10,000 people searching for golf to land on your site. And yes, some of them may actually translate into dollars for you because of the sheer volume of them. But in all actuality, you're going to be better off if you get 500 people as opposed to 10,000 more generic searches for golf. If you had 500 people land on your site for the phrase cure golf slice and you offered them a training course, an affiliate link to another product, maybe an opt-in video course that you had on curing golf slice, you're going to find that you're going to get much better return on those visitors than those that just came through for the phrase golf. So again, for example, digital camera is not specific, but if somebody landed on your site for a Canon EOS Rebel T3i review, that is very specific because that is a very specific camera. Again, digital camera, very broad. If somebody has gone to a search engine or gone into Amazon or went somewhere and they've typed in the phrase, maybe it's YouTube because it's a video review, and they've typed in Canon EOS Rebel T3i review, that means they are very buyer oriented people. They are interested in that camera enough to type in all those phrases. That means they want to purchase that product. the chances of them buying it are much greater than somebody just typing in digital camera and looking up different things. Somebody typing in digital camera, they're kind of in the market for a digital camera, but they're not ready to buy. Whereas somebody looking for Canon EOS Rebel T3i, they are ready to buy. They're just looking for something that might push them in that direction of purchasing because they've done their research and they know that's kind of a camera they're interested in, maybe that and another model. So, finding keywords. Here's some simple strategies for finding keywords that are effective and that you can use. First thing is to look at your current data. Use Google Analytics or look at your website logs. Many web hosting companies offer things, like Webalizer or AW Stats that you'll find in the back end of your hosting site, like whether it's HostGator or somewhere in there. If you are a local business and maybe you have somebody in your community hosting your website, you could ask to review your website logs. Ask them what kind of keywords people are finding you for. Google Analytics is a great product for doing this kind of research and analysis. It gives you a really good insight into what keywords people are searching for. They show exactly what keywords people have put in to find your website, to land on your website. And what the reason you would want to optimize more for these is because sometimes what happens is you could really find that there's keywords people that are finding you for that you haven't done a great job of optimizing. You may be on page 2 or page 3 for a keyword that you're getting a lot of visits for. And that would tell you, wow, I need to create a page targeted to that keyword phrase, and I need to create some more content around that so I can get up to page 1 because I'm going to get a lot more visitors since I'm getting a bunch of visitors and I'm on page 2 or 3. I could actually get, maybe double or triple the visitors if I push myself up. So look at your current data. Sometimes you can rank for keywords by accident, and it's those keywords that you want to really do a good job of maybe constructing a better landing page around. You could see, hey, they're finding me for this particular keyword, but I don't do a very good job of pre-selling my services on this page. You can actually improve your conversions that way as well. Google Webmaster Tools data will give you a great indication of what keywords you're actually getting impressions for. Meaning when somebody types in improve your golf game, if you show up in the first, whatever the results are, and somebody has searched for improve their golf game, then Google's going to tell you within Google Webmaster Tools how many impressions your website had, whether you're on page 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. They're going to give you a good indication as that. And so that kind of data would tell you, hey, I need to optimize for this keyword, or I need to improve the title tag so it encourages people to click through on my site. I need to give them more of an incentive to land on my page, or improve my meta description so that people actually do come through to my website. Use keyword tools like Google's Keyword Planner. That's the newest tool. It used to be called the AdWords Keyword Tool. That could always change, but you're always going to want to leverage Google's Keyword Tool. They allow that for people that are using AdWords, but Google's Keyword Planner is a phenomenal tool. Use search suggestions found in the major search engines. Browse your competitor sites for keyword ideas. Now, one thing I just want to point out about the previous point, when I say search suggestions, that's when you're on Google or you're on Bing or you're on Yahoo and you type in the phrase dog grooming tips. Let's say you type in the phrase dog grooming tips. And what will actually come up is at the very bottom of Google, and on Bing and Yahoo, it's on the right-hand side or the left-hand side, depending on the search engine and how you have your page set up. But it will actually tell you suggested searches, or people also searched for, or Google suggests this, or Bing suggests this. And it will actually tell you maybe 4, 5, sometimes 8 additional keywords that you could consider. And those are keywords that Google has pinpointed and said, hey, people that are searching for dog grooming tips, they've actually also searched for these phrases as well. And that tells you as a web owner that, wow, I should optimize for these particular keywords. You could also do this exact same strategy if you actually type into the search engine. So you start typing into Google dog grooming, or just start typing the phrase dog, for example, or golf. And what's going to happen is Google's going to give you a list of suggested searches within your niche that people have searched for when they started typing in golf. So you just type in the phrase golf, and it might pop up training. So you type in golf training, and next thing Google's going to say, give you some other suggestions that you might be looking for. They do this because they want to help the searcher, but actually what it does as a web owner is it tells you, wow, Google's suggesting these, and that means that people have already also searched for these phrases. So that means that's a phrase that I want to target. Even if you aren't finding huge data for those keywords in Google's Keyword Planner tool, it does not mean it's a bad keyword, and it does not mean it's a keyword that you need to, ignore. If you're not seeing the results of Keyword Planner, there's many times that those results could differ, and Google's not going to give you the whole entire story. If you think they're going to tell you every last detail within Google Keyword Planner, you're fooling yourself. They're not going to share that much info with you, but that's why using the suggested search along with Keyword Planner is a really good strategy. That's why looking at your current data is also good. It doesn't mean looking at your Google Analytics is the fail safe way and the only way to do keyword research, but these are all the methods you want to employ when you're trying to find keyword research and be a more effective person at targeting keyword phrases that you can use across the board with your marketing, not just with your SEO and on your own website or your own blog, but when it comes to finding topics to create videos around or to do podcasts around or to create infographics around. These keywords will help you. Browse your competitor sites for keyword ideas. Look at the main competitors in your niche. Monitor industry websites in your niche market, like the big industry sites, and see what keywords they're writing about. See what content they have, what articles, what interviews they're doing, those types of things. Look at sites like Yahoo Answers. That will give you great ideas as to problems people in your marketplace have. Website forums are also big things. This tool, Yahoo Answers. It's found at answers.yahoo.com, and it provides a variety of perspectives on keywords. It will give you some unique opinions on what kinds of phrases people are looking for, so you can actually see, wow, maybe I should word my keywords this way in my title tag, because you'll see that there's a lot of people on Yahoo Answers looking for help on a certain topic. Look at thesaurus.com for related keyword phrases. So say you found some keywords. There might be some keywords that actually, when you combine them together, it could mean something different. So like the phrase improve your golf score could also mean, improve, maybe better, get better, improve, those kind of things, increase your golf score, improve. Those are things that you could look at, like thesaurus.com. If you typed in the phrase improve, you might get 4 or 5 additional ideas that you could add in with the phrase golf tips and actually decide, or golf score, and say, oh wow, maybe I should do an article about improving or bettering my golf score. If that's just one example off the top of my head here, but that gives you an idea of how to leverage a site like thesaurus.com, which tells you additional keywords to consider if you've actually gone through the process and found some cool keyword phrases, some long tail phrases. You could take a couple components of that long tail phrase, put it into thesaurus.com, and come up with a multitude of additional phrases that people are also looking for. KEI, this stands for the Keyword Effectiveness Index. And this is kind of a way that after you've used these tools and come across some keywords, I would recommend putting them into like a spreadsheet. So you kind of have some ideas like, hey, this is a good keyword that I want to check out. The KEI compares the number of searches for a keyword with the number of search results to help you pinpoint which keywords are most effective for your campaign. The higher the KEI, the better the keyword. So to put it, in simpler terms, I guess, you want to have as high of a KEI as possible. So the higher the score, the better it is for you. And what this does, it compares, again, the number of searches for a keyword based on what you found in Keyword Planner or a tool like that, with the number of search results to help you pinpoint which keywords may be the most effective. Now, again, this isn't a fail-safe method for keyword research. You want to use all the methods we recommend, like the suggested search option. And again, if you do suggested search, you could slide those into Google's Keyword Planner tool to get some ideas. So let's look at an example keyword here, and we did some numbers on this. The phrase golf training aids. Golf training aids, those could be products, they could be ebooks or training courses on how to improve your golf game. Within Google Keyword Planner, they say there's 6,600 searches per month. The number of search results for that phrase, meaning however many people are optimized, is 5,960,000 different websites have that. When you divide those together, the number of searches by the number of search results, you get a KEI of 0.111. Example keyword 2 in the same golf space. And again, this is just saying, whether you're selling golf training aids or cheap golf shoes, this would give you an idea as to how to target people. And if you're running a golf course and you find that cheap golf shoes is a great phrase, you could actually use that to get people in and draw people in and do an article about cheap golf shoes, maybe why they should avoid them, or maybe you have a cost-effective solution for golf shoes for them. And it would be a way to get them interested. The reason I picked both of these examples because they both, according to Keyword Planner, had the same number of searches. They're both within the same niche. Now, again, you could argue they're in separate sub-niches, but my argument back to you would be you could actually think of ways you could leverage both of these keywords to get the result you're looking for, which is a targeted visitor. You could have a targeted landing page about cheap golf shoes that in the end actually talks about how a golf shoe could improve your game if you have the proper golf shoe and the proper equipment. And then you could actually lead them into a free report on how they could improve their golf game, because obviously if they want golf shoes, they want to improve their golf score as well. So it'd be a good way to get people. The number of search results for this phrase is 50,400,000. That makes this a KEI of 0.013. Now, as you can see here, the better KEI would be golf training aids. The keyword phrase in this example, golf training aids, is the better one to target. Now, here's what I like to call the modified alternative KEI, and I actually prefer this method because it gives you a more accurate portrayal of the KEI or Keyword Effectiveness Index, because it gives you a more accurate portrayal of your actual competition. So a modified KEI test is to look at only results optimizing for keywords you are targeting. That means you only want to consider or worry about the websites that have used that keyword phrase in their title tags. The title tags, as you'll find out later on, is one of the most important on-page SEO ranking factors you can have. Use Google's all-in-title search parameter when going through this. This narrows down only results where people are optimizing using title tags. Title tags are extremely important to SEO. They're an extremely important part of on-page SEO. And so the title tags is basically any search result that shows up for whatever phrase, in this case golf training aids. The blue underline link that you're going to see within the search results, within the organic results, those are all pulled from the title tag. Most of the time, the websites that rank in there have the keyword phrase somewhere in their title tag. So by doing the all-in-title search parameter within Google, and you can see how you can do that because I took a screenshot here, it gives you a better understanding of the real competition. Because if they're not optimizing their page for golf training aids, they're not a competition you want to worry about when you're doing your keyword effectiveness research. The higher the KEI, the better the keyword still in this example. So the modified KEI, it's still the same. Higher the KEI, the better the keyword is to target. Now, what you would do is whatever the keyword phrase is that you find to target, you go into Google and you do it exactly like I have here. All in title, colon, quotation marks, the keyword phrase, quotation marks. What that does again is only pull up results that have that phrase in the title tag. It's a very important way to do your keyword research. So we'll go back and do the exact same research. Golf training aids, again, number of searches. When you do the actual keyword in the title tag, you find that there is a KEI now of 52.34 KEI. So we've really vastly improved the KEI because now we have 6,600 searches and 12,600 results, because there's only 12,000 sites instead of the 50 million searches or whatever the number was that are actually looking for that. We've now narrowed it down to where there's only 12,000 competing sites. That gives us the KEI of 52.34. We'll use the example cheap golf shoes here. 6,600. Number of search results using keyword in the title tag, 2,550. We take the 6,600 searches divided by the 2,550 that are actually using that, and now our KEI is now 258.82. That is a huge KEI. It's actually 5 times the KEI of the phrase golf training aids, which means that would be the phrase that you would want to target, because with minimal SEO, you could actually get a good ranking. And you can do this for all the keywords when you use the keyword tools we mentioned earlier to extract keyword phrases in the previous slides. You could actually come around and come up with these KEI results in the search engines. So this is a really cool tool because it's going to actually tell you right now which keyword to go after. That means there is only 2,550 sites. It may sound like a lot, but that is not that many competing sites for the phrase cheap golf shoes. That means with some good SEO and a good website, you could actually get lots of targeted visitors that are looking for the phrase cheap golf shoes. You could sell them on additional shoes. You could sell them on, your own set of shoes. You could basically let them know, hey, would you like to improve your golf game? Because they want shoes, they're more than likely to purchase a product related to that. So there's ways you could leverage those visitors. Again, this keyword phrase is roughly 5 times easier to rank for based on this system and this method. That means here, as you can see, cheap golf shoes, and these are all shoes that you could sell. You notice some of the results that come up. You'll notice some people have actually already picked up on this and optimized for this phrase and have pages related to this very topic. And you'll notice this is what you're looking for when you do the all in title search. Right where my arrow is pointing, you'll see about 2,550 results according to Google there. The important point about KEI, you do need to determine the best keywords for what you are selling though, so keep that in mind. If you sold golf clubs but could provide people access to cheap golf shoes through an affiliate link, you could still leverage that ranking as I mentioned. People who actually need golf shoes, they also buy golf clubs. There are also people that are buying training on how to improve their golf game. They may opt into your list. Consider also doing like a short video about this keyword phrase as an example. Consider using a spreadsheet to help organize keyword research data so you know which phrases to target first, which phrases to have content created around, which phrases to incorporate into your website, and all of those things. So I would take all your keywords that you found that you want to target, maybe it's 50 or 100 keywords that you've decided that you've extracted using the keyword methods we used. Put those into a spreadsheet and then go down the list doing the KEI method, the alternative KEI that we mentioned just now, and pick out which KEIs are the best, which keywords would be the best ones to target based on your audience, and then go down the list and figure it out from there. The Google Keyword Planner tool, I'm going to show you a little bit about how this one works. Kind of give you an overview of it, but you can find it right now at adwords.google.com/keyword planner. You could again also search for Google Keyword Planner. And one thing to keep in mind, that URL may change. That's why I also put in to do a Google search that way. It used to be known again as the AdWords Keyword Tool. It's an excellent tool for discovering new keyword phrases. It also gives you Ad Group Ideas tab, which gives you a list of related keywords you could run a group of advertisements with within Google, because Keyword Planner is basically put out there for people that are using AdWords, but you can also use it. You also don't have to be actively using AdWords. If you're just focused on SEO or other kinds of marketing and aren't using Google AdWords, even if you have a suspended AdWords account, you could still use the Keyword Planner tool. Ad Group Ideas, again, gives you that list, and it's great for coming up with content ideas for your website or marketing. It's a great idea for creating, categorizing your website, because Google also looks at how you categorize your content when it comes into ranking SEO factors and all that. The Keyword Ideas tab, it gives you the more traditional view of keywords. So you see, instead of how to lump certain pieces of content together or keywords together, like the Ad Group Ideas does, what this one does is the Keyword tab just gives you a straight list of keywords that you could go after. You can also view search volume trends for these phrases. Use this tool in conjunction with the KEI method that we just talked about and really expand your results. So here's an idea. We typed in the phrase weight loss supplements, like let's say you're selling weight loss supplements. And what you would do here to get the search volume, you would just want to kind of pick targeting like all locations. What country is this for? Google, negative keywords if you have any. And this is what the AdWords Keyword Planner looks like right now. So that would give you an idea. So you're just going to plug in, and then it's going to spit out the results for you so you know what to go after. Google Trends is another way that you could do keyword research. Right now it's google.com/trends. You could also go out and search for the phrase Google Trends. It's a great tool for finding trends related to your keywords, like how are they trending? Are more people searching for weight loss supplements this time of year, or what is the optimal time when people are really interested in this keyword? Or is there a trending upwards trend for a certain keyword? If you find a really good keyword, and it might be a phrase that's related maybe to a specific sporting event or election result or political campaign or something, sometimes you'll see that these events can be very cyclical, meaning it's, maybe up at one point but down another time. And other times it may be at the end of its trend. It may not be a very good keyword to really go after all, especially if in Google Trends tells you that it's been trending downwards ever since it started for the last several years. And that may mean it's a product that, hey, I don't want to carry, I don't want to do a keyword phrase around this, I want to be careful. Don't base everything on the trend though. It can help you identify seasonal trends related to your keyword as well, to give you an idea of when to do some promotions around that. It's helpful for discovering new keywords as well. Sometimes you can find additional related keywords which are also trending because Google will sometimes give you some suggestions to consider. This is what Google Trends looks like. Took a screenshot of it for you, so you could see kind of what the trending topics are. Like right now, when this screenshot was taken, you can see that Rick Perry, these different keyword phrases. Song from Nicki Minaj, an artist, James Foley, a politician. So these are all things that are coming up. The website Vivo is getting a lot of visits. Foods, you could actually go down to different categories to get ideas of what topics people want. You'll notice here a trend for the phrase golf training, and you can actually see an interesting trend for overall golf training. It will actually give you ideas that, wow, this phrase is actually dramatically has gone down, and then it's kind of maintained and it's on its way back up more recently. If you look at point A there at the very far right, and so it doesn't mean you should abandon this keyword by any means, and it's also not at the bottom, and that's another thing to look at. If that arrow was clear down at the bottom, it would mean that that phrase has probably reached its limit. It doesn't have a lot of interest or excitement around it, and you need to be careful too. Like, don't base everything on trends. And I encourage people, that's why I encourage you to do multiple methods. If you're finding your keyword come up in suggested search, in the keyword planner, in your own analytics, and you're finding maybe trends is telling you something different, by all means pursue that keyword even if trends is telling you something a little bit different. These are just giving you some ideas, because just some indications that you can look for. You'll notice though, when I typed in the phrase golf training, notice the phrase golf stroke mechanics. That's a keyword that I hadn't even considered for my phrase. And you'll notice that it's actually a phrase that is rising. Golf training aids is a big one. Golf training aid, training for golf, golf training club, golf course training, weight training for golf is another keyword. So these are all additional keywords you could use the KEI method on and determine, hey, maybe I should pursue this one as an idea, or put this in a keyword planner and see what it says, or run Google ads on this and see if I get good traffic, and then from there decide, hey, I'm going to do a big optimized campaign, do a nice article about it, a really good infographic, get some traffic related to this. For example, this phrase golf stroke mechanics, you could do a article where you compile resources from other websites and call it the top 25 tips to improved golf stroke mechanics, and link to these different articles as well and target that phrase. Bing Ads Intelligence. Bing Ads Intelligence is similar to the Google AdWords keyword tool. For this, you must have a Bing Ads account, and it also gives you a plugin for Microsoft Excel. Now, Bing and Windows, Windows and Bing are the same company, and so they actually have a plugin that integrates with Microsoft Excel. So you do need Microsoft Excel. It won't work on free versions like OpenOffice. It needs to be Excel. But you can actually go, and I would just type in the phrase Bing Ads Intelligence. I put the link in here just in case you couldn't find it. Provides deep analysis of keyword phrases. It's also easy for sorting keywords because it is in that spreadsheet format already, and it helps you find trending and related keywords on the Bing network. And Excel templates are available for finding keywords. They actually have some that you could purchase. They actually include some with you, and they have some pretty cool tools. If you go to their website, this is what it looks like now. Now it may change, but when you do get on there, you're going to look for a tool to download the Bing Ads Intelligence, which again is a Microsoft Excel plugin. And what it'll do is when you open up your Microsoft Excel, if you see on the far right corner, it's going to open up a tab there that says Bing Ads Intelligence, like you see on the screen there. It's going to say Bing Ads Intelligence right up there in the home, insert, page layout, formulas, that whole area. It's going to say, again, Bing Ads Intelligence. So this is what it looks like if you're doing a search query for the phrase golf training. What I did here is I just typed in the phrase golf training into my search query, and I choose desktops and laptops to get an idea. And again, you could actually search mobile devices to see what people are looking up. And it's going to give you some interesting data about that keyword golf training. It's going to say related rising searches in the far right corner: golf training schedule, golf training video, golf training equipment, golf swing trainer, golf exercise program. These are all ideas for keywords that I could, again, do some additional research on or create content around. And this is all within my Microsoft Excel by just typing it in. So it takes a little bit to set up, but once you do, it works pretty well. It'll give you like the weekly trends. It actually tells you geographically where this keyword. Interestingly enough, in Ohio, 27.5%, like the majority of the searches, are coming from Ohio for golf training. Now, you could decide if that's applicable to your business or not, but it is some interesting insight for you to consider. And again, where it says parent country, you could choose maybe Canada or another country that maybe you want to get some more in depth knowledge on. Search Suggest. Again, we mentioned that earlier. Both Bing and Google give you keyword suggestions as you're searching. It's set up there again for their users. They want to help their users quickly get to where they want to go. They're all about speed, all about getting their users as quick as they can access to what they offer. It's one of the best and quickest ways to identify keywords. You want to make a list of suggested keyword phrases for the Keyword Planner tool. So use in conjunction with the KEI method to further your research. So get keywords from Keyword Planner, and then you could also go in and start typing those in and get additional suggestions from the search engines, as we already discussed. Use in conjunction with the KEI method so you can really narrow down the right keywords to go after. And these keywords are pulled from relevant searches others have most likely completed. That means they are keywords that people have physically searched for. Some of these keywords may have little traffic, but are still worth it. Keyword tools may not give you the full story. I want to stress that again, because Google Keyword Planner is not the be all end all for keyword research methods. That's why I'm recommending other suggestions for you. In Google, try logging out of your Google account, because your search suggestions can also vary when they give you suggested searches. We touched on that when we were talking about understanding search results, and that same goes when you're actually doing keyword research. Make sure you're logged out of your Google account, because when you do that, you're going to get a more accurate assessment of suggestions that are across the board, instead of just getting suggestions for phrases you've already looked up within your account. Like, here is an example. I typed in golf training aids, and look at all these keywords that come up: golf training aids that work, golf aids to increase swing speed, golf aids swing playing, golf training aids for iPhone, golf training aids for lag, golf training aids on Amazon, golf training aids head still, golf training aids store, golf training aids nets. So these are all keyword phrases that if I had golf training aids, like whether it's a training course, or if I was selling products, or I was being an affiliate for certain products, or I was looking for products to drop ship, or products that I could, hey, start selling on Amazon or eBay using Amazon's Fulfilled by Amazon service, this is an invaluable tool because it tells me all these different phrases that I could look up. Also, at the very bottom of Google, it's typically found after you pull out the search, like I did this phrase golf training aids, and look what happens here: golf swing training aids, golf training aids that work. These are all additional keywords that Google suggests that I look for. These are searches related to golf training aids. When I click on golf training aids that work, which is one of the keywords, the second one down there, notice what else pops up: a whole additional list of keywords. And I could keep drilling down, and what I do is I go in and I copy and I paste from each of these. I copy and paste these right into a notepad file. I like notepad file. It comes pre-installed on your computer. You could use, there's also one called TextEdit for a Mac computer, and it's really nice because it doesn't have all the formatting that these come in, because these are also clickable links, but it just pops right into a notepad file, and then you could transfer those to your Excel spreadsheet, do your KEI research on them. But you could actually just do the Google search suggest method and find some killer keyword phrases that you could be creating content around, that you could create videos around, that you could share with your outsourcer when they're creating content for you, and you could do that using these methods. The Bing search suggest, that is another phrase right here. Bing search suggest. Again, it does the same thing. If you type in golf training aids, what you're going to find here is additional related searches. And I could click on those like golf training aid swing plane. That would be a cool phrase because people want to know how to improve their swing plane. And then you could click on that, it'll give you additional suggestions. So you could again keep narrowing down using these search suggestions based on them. Another cool strategy for finding great keywords to target is using PPC or pay-per-click ads. It can help you find great keywords. We already pointed out when you're on a regular search engine where the Google AdWords ads are placed or where Bing has their ads placed, usually on the top or on the right-hand side. Sometimes on Yahoo it's on the left-hand side, and it says recommended ads or it says ads, those types of phrases. After running a set of ads, you can get a rough idea on the number of impressions that a certain keyword gets. And so, if you are able to use a tool like Bing Ads, or if you're able to use Google AdWords, or both, you could run your keyword in those searches and send them to a targeted landing page where maybe you're pre-selling people on what you offer and you're building leads or you're getting people to purchase. And you could actually assess and say, hey, am I getting actually converting traffic? Like, are these people converting into leads? Are they converting into phone calls? Are they converting into foot traffic for my brick and mortar business? Are they converting into whatever kind of traffic they might be converting into for you? Look at your ads data and determine, hey, is this keyword getting more impressions than that keyword? So maybe that's the keyword phrase we want to start targeting, because regardless of what Google just told me in the keyword planner, I find that this keyword is getting more traffic than what Google suggested. So let's go for it. Let's do it. And it's got a high KEI. So that would be a great way for turning out and figuring it out. And even running the ad for 3 days, it's going to give you a good idea. I would recommend, again, if it's not going to cost you too much, but maybe run it for 7 days so you understand what it's like throughout a 7-day week. Or if you're an offline business and you're only open 5 days a week, maybe run it Monday through Friday just to get an idea of what days the phrase is searched for more. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is just because depending on what you're bidding, you want to be careful so you're not bidding too much. It's going to give you a rough idea because some keywords may involve a higher bid. And so that's something I want to caution you on. So I don't want you to get caught up and think, wow, this one gets way more impressions. But in actuality, it may not, because it could just determine on what your budget is. So you do want to keep that in mind, but it is going to give you a rough idea on if a keyword is worth it or not to pursue, because it's going to tell you and indicate, hey, you're getting traffic, you're getting impressions for these keywords. If it's not getting many impressions and you have your ad optimized for clicks, it probably means that search engine phrase is not getting much attention. And when I say run your ads optimized for clicks, that means you want to run your ad not based on having you don't want to exceed a certain bid amount, but you want to optimize, you want to get as many clicks as you can, because that's going to actually tell you if a keyword's worth it or not. Now you could run that for 1 day and get the idea. You could run it for 12 hours. You do want to be careful if you're doing any kind of paid ads, you always want to be checking in, because if you're not getting a return on your investment, you want to be able to stop it. One of the big mistakes people can make is they could run ads, pay-per-click ads, and next thing you know, they've spent $500 in 1 day, and before they know it, they didn't make any money, and then they're panicked and they're upset and whatever. So monitor your campaign, even check it every couple hours. And if you're finding, wow, I'm getting a lot of traffic, and that means, hey, maybe I need to improve my landing page better too. It doesn't mean that keyword's a bad keyword, but this tool will help. Using this method of running pay-per-click for keywords will tell you what keywords you should be pursuing. And this is probably the most fail-proof way to determine if a keyword is worth going after, because it's going to tell you statistics like impressions, and it may tell you like click-through. The click-through is not as important as the impressions, because the click-through could be based on if your ad copy stinks. If your ad copy is no good, then your click-through is going to be no good. And so that would be an area you could improve upon within the SEO. But what you want to do is you want to be focused on with the PPC is what kind of impressions is that keyword? How many times is that keyword showing up in the search engines as an ad? And typically you could add more to it if it's in the organic listing. So you get a good rough idea as to how it's doing. Again, you can't base it 100%, but many times you'll find unexpected keywords you can begin to target for your SEO. Use Google AdWords or Bing Ads or both for this important data. You may also find certain keywords get you better conversions, and those would be, again, keywords to identify. So now that we've covered keyword research and how to be an effective keyword researcher, we're going to go on and talk about on-page ranking factors.